In this particular video, we are having a prediction on how you can be able to do GCSE paper 2. So we are going to use the diagonal here. We are going to use Pythagoras theorem to find dB, square root of 8 squared plus 10 squared, then you got 12.8, and the radius there is going to be a half of that. Then we can be able to find circumference of the circle using the formula, and we shall get this. Another concept that is important for you to understand how to work out is to expand and simplify brackets. So we shall start by working out this. So we shall have x minus 2, x plus 3. If we expand this, we're going to have x times x will be x squared. X times 3 will give us plus 3x. Minus 2 times this will be minus 2x. Minus 2 times this will be minus 6. Putting the like terms together, we shall have x squared plus x minus 6. So next we are going to say it will be x plus 7 into x squared plus 6 plus x minus 6. If we open the bracket here, of course, we are going to multiply this term by this. We are going to have x cubed. Again, this term by this, we shall have plus x squared. Again, the same term. By that, we shall say minus 6x. The next term would be 7 times this. It will be plus 7x squared. 7 times this, shall say plus 7x. And 7 times minus 6 will be minus 42. Now we shall put the like two terms together. We shall have x squared, x cubed, plus 8x squared, plus 7x, plus x, because minus 7x plus 7 minus 6x plus 7 will be just x. And then we shall have minus 42, and that becomes now our final answer in that case, whereby we shall have our final answer being, let me just simplify that. All right, transfer it here to be x cubed plus 8x squared plus x, and then minus 42 as the final answer. So as you are preparing for your exams, you need to ensure you prepare how to work out questions to do with expanding brackets. And for those who are joining us now, remember you can be able to access the PDF of this paper I'm having here, and also the marking scheme in our Patreon page. Our Patreon page is where I usually upload our PDFs so that we can be able to access them. All right, so moving to the next bit. The next question is how to express algebraic fraction as single fractions. Is another area that is green and which is probably can be tested, and you really need to know how to work out that. We're going to say we are going to express that as a single fraction, and this is going to be x plus 2, x minus 4. So I've grouped this and I've multiplied these two together. Then once you've done that, you are going to multiply this on this end. So we shall have x into x minus 4 plus this one will be multiplied on the other side. So we shall have 2x into x plus 2. Yeah, so basically that is what we're going to do in that part. So if we open the brackets here, what are we going to have? This is going to translate to, if we open the brackets there, we are going to have x squared minus 4x plus 2x squared plus 4x. If we multiply this one, we're going to get x squared. You multiply it here, you shall get minus 4x. Multiply 2 to this, we're going to get plus 2x. And multiplying these 2 here, we are going to get minus 8. Then we can be able to put the like terms together here. And in this case, this is going to be, numerator will be x squared minus 2x, because minus 4x plus 2x will be minus 2x. And then we shall have, no, of course this and this will cancel out. I can see that will cancel out. So what is the expression going to be? So if this part and this part cancels out, then we're going to, let me just cancel that. This and this will cancel out. This is going to be 3x squared over x squared, and this is going to be minus 2x minus 8. So basically that's what our expression is going to reduce to. Yeah, and already we have worked how to expand such a question. Expanding when you have 3 brackets, we have already worked that out. I believe now you can be able to write this. Try to expand this one so that I can be able to check for you whether you are able to get the correct answer for that. Try to write the expansion of that. Expand this one. I'm just waiting for you to write the answer for this. Expand this, because already we have done that, so that once you have written your final answer, I'll display the answer down here. I'll disclose the answer for that. What's the expansion of that? I'm going to display the answer for you down here for this. Let's take 2 minutes to do that. So we're going to check whether you are able to get that. We're going to check if you are able to do that. Expanding that, what do you get? Check the answer you are getting whenever you are expanding that. So if you are expanding this, let's now check whether you are able to do it right. We shall start by working out the last brackets. It will be easier that way. So we shall have 2x plus 3, 4x plus 5. So this is going to be, let me just take you a different way. 4x plus 5 plus 3 multiplied to all the terms that are in the second brackets. So if we open the bracket here, it will be 8x squared plus 10x plus 12x, and this is going to be plus 15. If we put the like terms together, it will be 8x squared plus 22x plus 15 at that point. Then once we have gotten that, the next part we shall do is x minus 2 minus 3, which is multiplied to 8x squared plus 22x plus 15. So if you work it out, what are we going to get here? So multiplying the first term with everything that is in the second bracket, we shall have 8x cubed plus 22x squared plus 15x, then minus 24x squared minus 66x, then minus 45. So we shall have 8x cubed. This and this will combine. We shall have minus 2x squared, 15x minus 66. This is going to translate to minus 51x minus 45 as our final answer in that case. So our answer, that's what it was reducing to. And so write in the comment section if you are able to get that. 8x squared cubed minus 2x squared minus 51x minus 45. So basically that's what we were supposed to get at that given part. So something that you realize in this kind of questions, you have to expand the bracket, the two pairs, and then once you get the answer you can be able to proceed to the next part. This is GCSE 2H math prediction that is going to be taking place on 4th of June 2025. So if you are new to ProfLearn YouTube channel, consider subscribing and also join our Patreon page, whereby you can be able to download the PDF of this paper that we're having here. Just write the comment section if you are getting value from this particular video, if you are joining us now. We are supposed to expand here and then simplify. So we are having, this is going to be 6y minus 15 plus 7y, then plus 14 here. So putting the like terms together, we shall have this as 13y, then minus 1. So this is 13y minus 1 as our final answer in that particular case. The next area, the next question that you need to also prepare on how to answer is question to do with factorization. So we are going to factorize. We are having 6x squared plus 15x. What's going to be the answer for this? Just write in the comment section what's the answer here. What are we going to factor out? We shall factor out 3 and x, so we shall remain with 2x, then plus 5 in this case. So our answer will be 3x into 2x plus 5 in this case. So that's what our answer is going to be. Making G the subject of the formula. So you need to know how to make subject. So that is another area that probably will be tested in this coming exam. You have to know how to make subject so that you can be able to prepare well for that particular exam. So we're going to say this is 3g plus 11 is equals to f. So we shall take 11 on the other side. We'll have 3g is equals to f minus 11, and then divide by 3 both sides. So we shall have g is equals to f minus 11 over 3, and that's going to translate to g is equals to f minus 11 over 3 as our final answer in that case. To do it fractions and percentages, so this is the next part of the question we are going to look at on how to work out. We are told Hadi, Luke and Tina shares some sweets in the ratio of 1:6:14. Tina gives 3/7 of her sweets to Hadi, and Tina then gives 1/2% of the sweets to Luke. Tina says now all the three of us have the same number of sweets. Is Tina correct? You must show how you get your answer in this particular case. So we are going to work out that. Yeah, so in the process of working it out, that how are we going to approach this question?
Dx.
How are we?
Total sweets. Can say total sweets be equals to x.
Suppose the total number of sweets they are sharing was x. So what will Andy get? Andy is going to get 1 over 21, because if the total ratio here is actually 21. So we are going to say Andy is going to get 1 over 21 of the x sweets. Luke is going to get 6 over 21 of the sweets. And then Tina is 14 over 21. This is Tina is going to get 14 over 21 of those sweets. Then we are told that Tina gives 3 over 7 of our sweets to Andy. So let's check. We shall have Andy, we shall have Luke, and we shall have Tina. So Tina is going to give us Tina is going to give 3 of our sweets to Andy. So what does that mean? How many sweets? Tina will be 14 over 21 x. 3 over 7 of that is going to be equals to what? This will go here 7 times. This one goes here 2 times. So the sweets that are going to be transferred will be 2 over 7 x. So Tina gives her sweet to Andy. Then Tina gives the rest of her sweet to Luke. So Andy already had 1 over 21 of x. Then if we are going to add the sweets that Tina gave out, that will be 2 over 7 of x of 7 x. What's the total number of sweets? This will be 21 over x. This will be 3 times 6, so this will be times 2, that will be 6. That will be 6x. So this is going to be, Andy is going to have a total of 7 over 21 of x, and this can simplify to 1 over 3 of x. That's what Andy will have. And then we are also told that then Tina gives 12.5 of the rest of our sweets to Luke. So 12.5 over 100 times, after giving this, what did Tina remain with? That's going to be 14 over 21 minus what she gave out, that is 2 over 7. It remained with 8 over 21, so that's going to be 8 over 21 of x. So that's 12% of that is going to be times 12.5 over 100. That's going to be 1 over 21 of x. 1 over 21 of x. So this is what is given to Luke. And remember, Luke was having, initially Luke was having this, so we are going to say the new number of sweets Luke is going to have will be equals to 6 over 21 of x, but is receiving 1 over 21 of x from Tina, so plus 1 over 21 x from Tina, and the LCM here is going to be 21, and this is going to be 6x plus x, and that's going to be 7 over 21x. So you can see, if again you cancel out, you are going to have 1 over 3x. So you can see Luke and Tina, they have the same number of sweets, and that's exactly what we were supposed to show. Is Tina correct? Tina is correct. Yeah, Tina says correct. That is correct. Yeah, so that is correct. Correct. Having that, if this is what was remaining with Tina, that is 8 over 21, and if he gives 1 over 21 to that, for Tina is going to remain with 8 over 21 x minus 1 over 21 of x. So also Tina is going to be 8 minus 1 will be 7 over 21 of x, and this is going to be 1 over 3x. So you can see Tina is having 1 over 3x, Luke is having 1 over 3x, and also Andy is having 1 over 3x. So the statement that is given here by Tina, that we are all having the same, is also correct. Yeah, so Hamed, that's true, that's correct. She has, yes, that's correct. So that is exactly what I was trying to show, that whatever statement Tina gave, the statement that was given by Tina is the correct statement. Yeah, so that is, those are the steps you are going to follow in order to show that. All right, so we need to say that's correct. We can now move to the next question. Question number 7. The concept that is prominent here is the concept of functions, composite functions. So we are supposed to find what's the value of g of 16. And remember, we are having g of x here. So anywhere we are, in order to find g of 16, it means anywhere we are having x, we are going to replace with what? 16. So we shall say that is 2 into 16 minus 5. So if we work out this, this is going to be cube root of 32 minus 5. So 32 minus 5, this is going to translate to 27. So we have a cube root of 27. So if we work out the cube root of 27, that is going to be basically 3. So the answer is going to be 3 in this case. Yeah, we are supposed to find hg inverse of x. So first we need to find what's g of x. Basically here we know g of x is equals to, g of x is cube root of 2x minus 5. So for us to work out this, we need first to find the inverse function of g, and we can convert g to the function. Yeah, so we are going to say this is y is equals to cube root of 2x minus 5. And to work out this, we are going to switch x and y. So this will be x, and this is going to be cube root of 2y minus 5. And then we are going to make y the subject of the formula by cubing everything, raised to power 3 both sides. So we shall have 2y minus 5 is equals to x raised to power 3.
Then we shall make y the subject, so we shall have 2y is equals to x power 3 plus 5, and therefore y is going to be x power 3 plus 5 over 2. Now with this value that we have here, we shall say h of inverse of x is basically x cubed plus 5 over 2. So that becomes our inverse function. Then we are going now to do h of that. So we can see h is 1 over x. So anywhere we have x, we are going to put that. So we are going to say h into x cubed plus 5 over 2, and that is going to be 1 over x cubed plus 5 over 2. Finding the reciprocal of this, our answer becomes 2 over x power 3 plus 5 as our final answer, and that is the final answer that we are going to have here, 2 over x power 3 plus 5, for you to earn 4 marks. So if you are new to ProfLearn YouTube channel, consider subscribing so that anytime I'm going to do more tutorials of that format, you'll be notified. So this is the time now I need to go through the comment section. Oh wow, Ahmed Mohammed, that is correct. That's amazing. Great, you got it right. That's so great work, Ahmed. Right. All right, so we can now proceed to the next part of the question. We are going to work out missing parts. You supposed to calculate the length QS. This is the length QS. I can call it X here, QX, QS, that is X. Then let me start by calling this X so that we can be able to find it first. Yeah, so for I to find the value of X here, this length here, the only thing that I need to do is to use cosine rule. I'll have to use cosine rule here. So this is going to be x squared is equals to 9.4 squared plus 11 squared minus 2 times 9.4, right, times 11 times cos of 27. Cos of 27. So which will mean that I'm going to simplify whatever I have here, and then I find the square root. So I will have x squared is equals to, so can I put everything that I have there in the calculator? 9.4 squared, let's put them together. 11 squared minus 2 times 9.4 times 11 times the cosine of the angle, which is 27. So if we work it out, we're going to get 25.099. Yeah, so if this is 25.0999, so our x is going to be square root of whatever I have here, 25.0999. If I find the square root of this, I'm going to get my answer equivalent to 5.01 centimeters. So which means that this length here is 5.01 centimeters. Then once I've gotten this, I'm going now to apply sine rule. So I've used cosine rule in order to get the first part of the answer. Then now I'm going to I've used cosine rule to get the first part of the answer. I'm going to use cosine rule. So I'll call this y. Let me call it y so that we can be able to find it. So meaning if you have this 8, so we can be able to say y over sine 88 is equals to this value that we got here is 5.01 over sine of 41. So for us to get y, which is our QS, is going to be 5.01 sine 88 over sine 41. 5.01 sine 88 divided by sine 41. If we work it out, we're going to get our answer being equals to 7.63. I don't know whether you guys have gotten the answer already. Just write in the comment section, because you guys, I know you are a bit faster than me, so you might have gone very swift. My answer is 7.63. Is that what you got? Is that what you got as your final answer? So that we can be able to move to the next part. Wow, Ahmed, I knew it. You are quite fast like that. That's very good. Also, the next concept that you must know, the next concept you should know how to work out is question to do expressing as prime factors. And in that case, we are having 90. 90 can be written as, if we divide by 2, we shall have 45. If we divide this by 3, we shall have 15. If again we divide by 3, we shall have 5. And finally, if we shall have by 5, we shall have by 5, that's going to be 1. So you can see these numbers that we have here, these are prime factors. So we can say this is going to be 2 times 3 power 2 times 5. Now we have expressed that as product of prime factors. That is exactly what you are supposed to do in that particular case. However, if you wrote your answers 2 times 3 times 3, still you'll get your answer correct times 5. So any student who wrote this and any student who wrote that will score and will be able to get the mark. Yeah. So far right now we are in question number 9. The next question, we are supposed to write the LCM, the least common multiple here. So for A and B, so you see we are going to pick common factors, and that is going to be 2 times 3. Then we are going to pick the least power. Here we shall pick the highest power, sorry. You first pick common numbers, that every number that is appearing for A and B, you pick every number that appears there. So that's going to be 2 and 3. Then you take the highest power, so you take 2, and for 3 you take 2. So this is going to be 4 times 9, and the LCM, this least common multiple, is going to be 36. The least common multiple here is going to be 36 in this case. So that is what you are supposed to do. But if you are asked to find the highest common factor, you have to pick the common terms that appear to these numbers. So that's 2 and 3. Then you take the least powers. So for 2 we shall take the least power, because this is like 1. And for 3 you take the least power. So the highest common factor is 6, highest common factor. But for least common multiple, you pick any number that is there, so that you can be able to pick also the highest power. Now let me just give another example a bit different. Suppose you are having A is equals to 2 raised to power 3 times 3 raised to power 2 times 4. Not 4, let me use 5 times 5. And B is equals to, I'm just giving this as an example, an extra example, so that if you're given a question like that, you'll be able to approach it. So if we are having
2 raised to power just 2 times 3 raised to power 3 times 5 power 2 times 7. So if you are asked to find the LCM for this, LCM for this, LCM for this is what you are going to do. The first thing you are going to do is to pick every term that is appearing. So 2 is appearing times 3 is appearing, 5 is appearing, and also you have to take 7 is appearing. Even if when you are finding the LCM, even if there is a term that is not appearing in A and B, for LCM you have to pick it. Then once you have done that, you are going to pick the highest power. So for 2 the highest power is 3, for 3 the highest power is 3, and for 5 the highest power is 2, and for 7 you pick just 1. Yeah, so if you multiply that, you will get your LCM at this given point. But if you are supposed to find the highest common factor or greatest common factor, here you are going to pick the terms, the terms which are common. 2 and 2 is common, so you are going to pick 2 times. You are going to pick 3 because it appears here and also it appears here, so you shall pick a 3. 5 you will pick it because it's here and here, so we shall pick 5. 7 we shall not consider it for the highest common factor, but now we need to pick the least powers for this. So the least power for 2 is 1, so we shall take power 1. For 3 the least power is power 2, and for 5 the least power is 1. So the highest common factor is going to be 2 times this times this. This is going to be 9 times 5 is going to be 45 times 2, that is going to be 90. So the highest common factor is 90. Yeah, so basically that's how you work out this kind of question. Yeah. Okay, so I believe up to this point for this particular question we've understood, guys. Please like and share. Like the live, comment if you are getting value, if you are learning something new, just comment down here so that I can be able to feel you guys, you are inside, you are with me, we are moving together. Just like the video, comment whether you've understood. If there's something not clear, let me know. All right. Okay, so moving to the next question. The next question is question 10. We are given this and we are supposed to find the value of k. You are given 1.25 times 10 to the power negative 12, and k is equal to this. So how are we going to work our answer, give our answer in standard form? Yeah, so we are going to say this is going to be what? This is 1.25 times 10 raised to power negative 12 is equals to 4k. All right, so let me just leave my k there in peace. Let my k be in peace there. Into bracket 4 times 10 raised to power. I'll show you what I'm trying to do here. And this is negative 20. So I'll divide, in order to remain with k, I'll divide this so that I will have to 1.25 times 10 raised to power negative 12. And this is going to be 4 times 10 negative 20. So I can say, I can write this 1.25 over 4 times 10 negative 12 over 10 negative 20. So if I work out this and I work out this, I get the answer. I can be able to leave my answer in standard form. So this is going to be 1.25 divided by 4. This is going to translate to
0.3125 times, so this is the same as 10 raised to power negative 12 divided by 10 raised to power negative 20. So if you divide numbers in indices, you subtract the powers, isn't it? So we are going to say this is 10 negative 12 minus 20. So this is going to translate to 10 negative what? If 20 minus 12 will be what? Will be 8. So it will be raised to power positive 8. So this will be 10 raised to power 8. But we want to write this in standard form, so meaning our final answer is going to be 3.125 times 10 raised to power positive 7. Positive 7, and that is the value of k in that particular case. 3.125 times 10 raised to power 7 as the final answer for this question. Good, Mohammed, right? I believe, Ahmed, I really wish you the best. You are quite swift and very on point. That's great. That's great. Correct. Moving to question number 11. Question number 11 is about inequalities, how to graph quadratic. Sorry, this is linear inequalities, how to graph that. We are having x less than on the grid. We are supposed to label the region R. So the first thing we're going to do is that we are going to say this is x less than all equals to 2. So that's the line that is going to pass through this point, less than. We are going to shade this side. This is the side we are going to shade. Then we have y greater than minus all negative 3, greater than negative 3, y greater than negative 3. So that's the line that's going to pass through this region here, pass 3. And if we are saying greater than, so we are going to shade the region above. That's the region that is required. Yeah, greater than region. And then we have y less than or equal to 2x. And now this is where we have to be very careful for this one. For us to plot that, first we are going to use the equation y is equals to 2x plus 1. And then we are going to have just about a table of values for that. And in that case, I'm going to have my value of x and the corresponding value of y at that point. So I'll have my x and I'll have my y. So let me just get 2 points for the table of values here. So we are going to say this is our x and this is our y. So if we let x to be 0, 2 times 0 plus 1 will be 1. And if we let x to be 1, it will be 2 times 1 plus 1, the answer will be 3. So for us to know where that line is going to pass, to be 0, 1, 0, 1 will be this point here, and 1, 3 will be this point here. So which means our line is going to pass this way. Our line is going to pass that way. Let me just retract my line so that I can be able to draw it correctly. This line is quite kind of misbehaving. Guys, can you speak to it so that it cannot misbehave? Yeah, so we have to pass this subject, so the line should not be misbehave. So our line is going to pass that way, and we are going to label that line as y is equals to 2x. Our line is going to be 2x plus 1. So the next line we are going to draw is this 2y. So we shall say 3x plus 2y is equals to 6. Also, we need a table value for this line. So let me just have a table value for that. I will just draw the line here. I believe we are following on how we should go about this, and I should have my x and I will have my y. So if I let my x to be 0, I'll have this term going to 0. If this goes to 0, we shall remain with 2y is equals to 6. So it will be divided by 2 both sides, so this y will be 3. If I let my y to be 0, you can see the whole of this term will be 0, then it will remain with 3x is equals to 6. Then 6 divided by 3, we are going to get 2. So that is how the line is going to behave, and we shall say 0, 3. That line is going to be 0, 3 will be this point here, and 2, 0, 2, 0 will be this point here. So our line is going to pass this way. The line is going to pass like that. Yeah, so that is how our line is going to pass. Now we need to check the region that it will satisfy the inequalities. So of course we are going to shade the upper part. So I want to check whether this region here is the region that satisfies. So I will select a point anywhere inside this region. Let me just select a point 0, 0, so that I can be able to test with it. X is 0, y is 0. So this point is the point I'm using to check whether this region is the correct region. So for this line, that region satisfies. For this line, this region, of course, we are supposed to shade this part, but we want to check whether for this line, is it true? Yeah, so if you put 0 here, you'll have 0, 0. So we shall have 0 greater than 0 plus 1. Is this inequality correct? Yes, because 1 is greater than 0. So this region 0, 0, 0.00 satisfies. And also we can try that with this one. This is going to be 0 plus 0, 6. So we shall have 0, 6. So 6 is greater than 0. That's correct. So the required region is this region inside here. This is the required region for this question. So this is the expected region. Yeah, so this is what we are supposed to get. So this is the required region. So I believe you can be able to, once you've understood that, you can be able to do any question. A question can be asked whereby you are supposed to shade the region, or a question can be asked whereby you are supposed to come up with the inequalities from a shaded region. So you can be given a question whereby you are supposed to shade like the one that we have done here using the inequalities that I provided, or you can be asked to come up with the inequalities from the shaded region. So you need to be prepared for both cases, for both scenarios. I don't know whether we are together up to that particular point. If we are okay, we can now move to the next part. If you have understood how to work out this question, please just write in the comment section, have you understood how to work out a question like this, drawing inequality, shading region of the inequality? Just write in the comment section if you've understood how to work out this. Yeah, let me know if you've understood how to work out this kind of question. I'm just waiting to read your comments. I'm just waiting to read your comments and I'll respond to it. Yeah, let me know if you've understood how to work out this question. Please guys, like this live and also share. If you're new to ProfLearn YouTube channel, I want to remind you, you can be able to access all the PDF for this particular tutorials I'm doing
we have a Patreon page. There is a link in the chat section whereby you can be able to join so that you can be able to access the PDF of this. Right. Moving to the next part, moving to the next question. Let's see which is the next question in store for us. We have a quadratic graph. This is a quadratic graph, and then we were supposed to, here is the graph of x squared minus 6x plus 4. The question is write down the y-intercept. Write down the y-intercept. I'm waiting for you guys to write down the y-intercept for this graph. What's the y-intercept? What is the y-intercept for this graph? What is the y-intercept for this graph? Let me see those who will be able to get it right. Y-intercept, Ahmed. Right. 4. Samuel, we have moved to the next question. Samuel, I've not seen your comment. What is the y-intercept? All right, so this is going to be 4, as our friend Ahmed has said. This is 4. We need to also check, write down the coordinate of the turning point of this graph. What's the coordinate of the turning point? I would like to have Samuel 0, 4. Yeah, Samuel has said 0, 4. Yes, 0, 4 is going to be condoned, but you are asked the intercept. So if you are asked the coordinate of the coordinate where it cuts the y-axis, so you write 0, 4. But if it's the intercept, you are going to write just the point, not the coordinate. But if a student had written this in an exam, examiners were instructed that they were supposed to award that mark. All right, Samuel, that is correct. Samuel, that's correct for the coordinates. That is 3, negative 5. Correct, Samuel. So 3, negative 5. This is was gotten correct by Samuel and Ahmed Mohammed. Use the graph to estimate the roots. What will be the roots? How do we get the roots? Can we write down? Can you write? How do we get the roots? How do we write? Don't write the answer. Say, how do we get the roots from the graph? Don't write the answer. Don't write the answer. I want how. How? Ahmed, you did not follow instructions. This one, Ahmed, let me tell you, Ahmed, this one, I was testing if you are following instruction in an exam. Ahmed, you not followed instructions. Leila, 3, 5, negative 5, that's the turning point. That's correct. Leila, that's correct. I want to know, how do we get the roots? How? The question is how, not what's the roots. How do we get the roots? Yes, Ahmed, where it crosses the x-axis. Yes, so that's what I wanted. And as precise as that, let me see, where does it cross the x-axis? This is the point where it crosses the x-axis, and also this one is the other point. Because this is a quadratic equation, it's going to have 2 solutions. So it's going to cross the x-axis at the following points. Yeah, we are going to have, let me see what Ahmed said. Ahmed said 0.8, 0.8 and 5.2. Correct. 0.7 and 5.1. So if your answer is 0.7, 0.8, 0.9, and your answer is 5.2, 5.3, still you are right. So we are going to say the roots are 0.7 or 5.1, but we are going to have our range between 5.1 to 5.3 because this is a reading from the graph,
and the other one we have a range from 0.7 to 0.9. All those students who have responded here, they have gotten it correct. Leila, that is amazing, that is correct. Thank you for your comment, Leila, that we read. Whenever you are going to find the root, you read where it crosses the x-axis. Yeah, so we can move to the next part. Now, question number 13 is sequence and series. We are told find the expression in terms of n for the nth term of the sequence, for the nth term. So in order to work out this, we are going to say this is an arithmetic sequence. So we know the first term here is actually 7, and you can see the common difference. The common difference is what? Common difference from 7 to 13. What do we need to add? 7 to 13. What do we need to add? We need to add 6, right? From 13 to 9, we need to add 6. So the common difference 6. And nth term is usually a plus n minus 1 into d. That is the formula for nth term. And that is going to be 7 plus n, we don't know the number of terms, minus 1 into the common difference, which is 6. So if we simplify this, we shall have 7 plus 6n minus 6. So this is going to be 6n plus 1. 6n plus 1 is the expression that we are supposed to have, and we can just transfer it down here. 6n plus 1. This is the expression that we are supposed to write for the nth term, and now the examiner will be happy. The nth term of a different sequence is this. Is negative 58 a term of this sequence? Is negative 58 a term of this sequence? How do we check that? How do we check if negative 58 is a term of this sequence? How do we check that? I'm gonna read in the section. Yeah, Leila, that is correct. Hamid, that is correct. Samuel, well done. Yeah, so for part B, I want us to write in just section. What are we going to do? What are we going to do in order to check? Yes, is the 11th term of the sequence. Ahmed, how did you get it? How did you do it? Just quickly write, how did you do it? So that I can be able to use your method here. How did you do it? Substitute in the sequence. Well done. So we are going to say negative 58 is equals to 8 minus 5n. So if we try to is that what you mean by substitute in the formula? Is that what you meant? Okay, so if we try to make n the subject of the formula here and find the value of n, we are going to rearrange. We shall have 5n is equals to 8 plus 58. So you can see we have 5n is equals to 5n. No, it's 6n rather, not 5. Oh, this is an international crisis. 6n here, 6n at this point. I was also almost messing this up. And this is going to be 66. If you divide by 6, you are going to get our n is equals to 11. So if the 11th term, as Hamid has said, Mohammed, so something that you're going to realize, if you find that you get a fraction, you get a decimal when you are trying to check this, if you check, there's no way n can be a decimal or can be a fraction. N must be a whole number. So if you are doing a question and you find it's giving you a fraction, then or a decimal, it will mean that's not the term. I don't know whether that is clear. I don't know whether we are okay up to that point. Yes, so that's correct, Leila. Well, I don't know whether, guys, we are all enjoying the lesson. Please just write in the comment section if we are enjoying the lesson. Yeah, I can see Samuel, Leila, Mohammed are the only guys who are very active in this chat section. There are other guys here. Just comment, bros. Guys, comment. Just comment. Yeah, so if you comment, I know you are present in class. So next time I'll be having another live, I'll just ask, is Leila here, is Samuel here? Yeah, so guys, I believe we are getting value from this particular video. Now we can move to question number 14. You can see question number 14, we are told that the diagram represents a solid cone. A solid cone. The cone has a base diameter of 20 and slant height of 25. A circle is drawn around the surface of the cone at a slant height of 10 above the base. Work out the area of the curved surface of the cone that is not painted. The surface of the cone that is not painted. Oh, hey. Yeah, so how are we going? Are we going to be placed between the wall and the rock in this question? I know you guys, you are smart, you can be able to get this. What do you think? Should I wait for you to do it, or I should go straight ahead and work it out? Should I do it direct, or I should wait for you to do it first? Just give me a go ahead on that. Give me a go ahead in the comment section. Should I do it, or should I leave you do it first? Yeah, just give me a go ahead. Should I do it, or I go ahead and do it? Yes, this is S, so you have to use scale factor. Perfect, that is true. We have to use scale factor in order to work it out. So in order to work it out, we're gonna use scale factor. But remember, this surface area of the curved part of the surface area is going to be what? Pi RL, that is the curved surface area. Yeah, the curved surface area. So S, that is true. We are going to use scale factor, and in that case I can be able to, because I want to know what's the diameter for this small cone, I can be able to say yeah, okay, so let me just first find what is I want to find what is the slant length of this small cone. So this I'll call it capital L, and this I'll call it small l. Yeah, so I can be able to say that small l over capital L of this cone is going to be diameter of the big cone over what am I mixing this? These are going to be two unknowns, so I cannot go that direct. I cannot go straight that way. So if I'm having this, yeah, so if I'm having that, what's the best, easiest way to approach it? I'm just checking the comment section. Oh, Hamid is saying 70 pi, 150 pi, 160 pi. We're gonna see whether that is the case. The person who has gotten it is the person who has gotten it finally is Hamid. The answer is going to be 160 pi. So the process of finding the curved surface area of the big cone. Let's start with the big cone, surface area of the big cone. Okay, let me just retract this. Ahmed, of course, has already gotten it. So this is going to be surface area of the big cone is going to be pi RL. What's the radius there? Is going to be 10, because this is the diameter, that whatever that we have here is basically the diameter. Yeah, that's the diameter. Okay, that's the diameter. So this is going to be 10. My pen is a bit sluggish to write right now. 10, then times the arc length, sorry, times the, this is 10 here, times the slant length, this is 25. If you work it out, this is going to be 250 pi as the curved surface area of the entire part. So we need also to work out the curved surface area. If this from here to here is 10, what's the remaining part? The remaining part here, basically the remaining part here is what? The remaining part is 15. Yeah, is 15. The slant height here is 15. But we need to know what the diameter for this is. So we shall call this small d. So we can say small slant length over the big slant length should be equal to the small diameter over the big diameter, so that I can be able to get the diameter for this small one. And then this is going to be 15 over 25 is going to be equals to d over 20. So which means that our d is going to be 15 over 25 times 20, and if we work out this, we are going to get our answer as 12. Then we can be able to, because now the diameter is 12, this is 12 for this one, then we can be able to find the surface area for the small is pi times the radius, which is 6, times the slant length, which is 15. And if you work it out, it's going to translate to 90 pi. Then because we were asked to work out the area of the curved surface of the cone that is not painted gray, this is going to be equals to this is going to be 250 pi minus 90 pi. If you work it out, 250 minus 90 pi, we're going to get our answer as 160 pi. 160 pi. Yeah, so this is exactly what you are supposed to do in order to get the mark for that. For those who have worked it out, that is great. That's great. So we have to move to the next part of the question. Yeah, so in question number 15, we are just working with question to do with Venn diagrams. Now we have a universal set, and the universal set is having numbers from 1 all the way to 10. Even numbers will be 2. Even numbers will be 2. That will be 4, 6, 8, and 10. Factors of 10. Factors of 10. What are the factors of 10? That is set B. Factors of 10 will be 1, 2, 5, and 10. Now we are supposed to complete the Venn diagram.
which terms, this region here represent the elements which are in the two sets. This is the union of the two sets, elements which are in the two sets common. We can see 2 is here and also 2 is here, and then we have which number? 10 is here and also 10 is here. So those two numbers, 2 and 10, will be in the intersection. Sorry, not in the union, rather I meant intersection. I think now somebody's tired. Somebody's tired here. Somebody's tired. So this is 210. They are going to be in the intersection point. So then for B, we shall, now that we have already taken 2 and 10, so this is going to be 1, and then we shall have 5 in this set. And then since we have taken 2 and we have taken 10, we are going to remain with 4 here. We shall have 6 guys here, and we shall have 8 at this given point. So this is what we shall have. Now, which elements have not been used? 1 has been used, 2 has been used, 3 has not been used, 4 has been used, 5 has been used, 6 has been used, 7 not yet, 8 has been used, 9 has not been used, and 10 has been used. So outside this set, so we are going to write 3, and then we shall have 7, and then we shall have 9. Now find the probability that the number is in intersection. This is intersection. Probability that the number is in the intersection. So we are going to say how many that are in the intersection? 2. So we shall say 2 over what? 2 over 10, because we are having 10 numbers. So the probability is 2 over 10. Yeah, so that is exactly what we are supposed to get. Perfect. Leila got it right, Samuel got it right, and I don't know whether Ahmed, has Ahmed gone to sleep? Ahmed, don't sleep, let's finish this paper together. Let's finish the paper together. So the next question is the question to do with rationalizing the denominator. Rationalize the denominator, so we are going to say 1 over root a plus 1. The conjugate, to find the conjugate, or you are going to multiply the numerator and denominator, you only just change, you are going to change only the sign of the expression of the denominator. Yeah, you are going to change only the sign. So in that case, we are going to change here and say root of a minus 1 times root of a minus 1. So if we multiply so that we can be able to have this, if you multiply this and this, let me just tell you the shortcut. Anytime you have gotten the conjugate, square this number that you have here. That will be squaring the square root. You are going to get a minus the square of the number that you have there. That's going to be 1. So that's basically what you are going to have. Square the two numbers, subtract them. So squaring 1, you are going to get 1. Squaring root a, you are going to get a. So you are going to have a minus 1. So basically that's what we're going to leave our answer as. Our final answer will be root a minus 1 over a minus 1. Yeah, so you're gonna leave your answer, you shall have your answer remaining that way. So we have question number 17. Number 17, we shall stop at question number 17. We shall pick from question number 17 in our live of tomorrow. So tomorrow we shall be meeting the same time here in order to work out from question number 17 onwards. So guys, I really appreciate for those guys who are here. So because right now it's a bit late, from Kenya, Africa, a bit late. I've been having lessons throughout the day. I attended school, I taught, had lessons, I taught. I joined here from 6. We had the live from Cambridge Physics multiple choice. Then once I finished that, that's when now I joined and I prepared this particular live that we are having here. So because I feel I don't want to strain a little bit beyond this, because I've been seated here for about 4 hours now for the previous live and this live. You guys, I wish you to allow me to sleep, because right now is yeah, right now is actually 2:21, yeah, it's 9 p.m. Guys, please allow me to sleep. I can see Ace has said, thank you, sir. Ace has allowed me to sleep. Samuel M has allowed me to sleep. I'm waiting for Leila to tell me whether he has wished me a good night to sleep, so that tomorrow I'm going to join, so that we can be able to finish. We finish this particular paper tomorrow. Guys, please allow me to leave you. Continue revising. I wish you the best. I wish you good luck. Yeah, Leila, thank you so much for your comment. Continue reviewing and revising. Don't relax until you end your exams. For those who are joining, guys, we have come to the end. We have already have a long discussion. We have discussed different topics here. We are remaining with quite a number of questions that we are going to work out. Let me stop there, because tomorrow we shall look at probability, we shall look at drawing graphs, we shall look at circle theorem, how to find angles, we shall look at cylinders, vectors. Yeah, a vector will be the last question. Please guys, let me leave you with this assignment of ratios. Bye. See you tomorrow, same time. Good night. If you are let me say good night and good night and good day, because I don't know what's your time in your place, in your country. Bye. What about vectors? Yeah, vectors, Ahmed, vectors will be there. Vectors will be the last question number 24. We shall be having vectors. All right, probability will be there, vectors will be there. I can see here we have a cylinder, and then we have circle theorem, we have Pythagoras theorem. Sorry, this is trigonometry using a right angle triangle. Then we have drawing quadratics. So we are going to have a discussion on that. You guys have a good night. Bye. Stopped, and in this question we shall focus on ratios. If it's your first time joining ProfLearn YouTube channel, consider subscribing, so that anytime I'm going to do more tutorials, you'll be notified. For you to access the PDF of these papers, usually I upload them in our Patreon page, and there is a ProfLearn Patreon page which you can be able to access using the description, the link that is in the description, so that you can be able to access all that we have. Right, so we had worked out from question number 1 all the way to 17. So today's video we're going to have a discussion on from question number 17. For those who are joining us now, this is a predicted paper for paper 2H. So we are told that Chris, Debbie, and Errol shared some money in the ratio of 3 to 4:2. Debbie gets 120. So which means that we can be able to start reasoning here, and we shall say that if they are sharing the money in the ratio of 3:4:2, we can say this is Chris, this is Debbie, and then we have Errol here. So their total ratio is basically 3 plus 4 plus 2. That is going to translate to 9. The total ratio is 9. So we can be able to say that if Debbie has 120 and Debbie has 4, so is 4 is equals to 120. What about 9? What will be the value? So this is going to be 9 over 4 times 120. So if we can be able to work out this properly, we're going to get 9 times 120 times 120 divide by 9 times 120 divide by 4, and that's going to translate to 270. 270. So that is the amount that they shared. So we need also to know the part they have, because Chris gives some money. Chris gave his shares to Debbie and some of his share to Errol. So here the total ratio basically is going to be 10. So we want to know which part, one part represent what. One part is going to be equivalent to, because the money they are going to share is basically 270 divided by 10. So each part is going to be having 27. So each part will be 27. So for this particular ratio that we have here, we can say this is we can talk of Chris. Chris will be having 2 times, yeah, Chris will be having 2 times what? 2 times 27, and that is going to be 54. Debbie in this case is going to be having 5 times 27. That's going to be what? 135. And then Errol is going to be having 3 times 27. This is going to be 3 times 27. It's going to translate to 81. But in their first ratio, initially, we can reason here and try to work out what's the amount Chris was having. Chris was having 3/9 times 270. So Chris was having how much? Let's see. 270 times 3/9, which is translating to 90. Debbie was having 4/9 times 270
So this is going to be 270 here. Guys, please like the live. You like the live and also share to your friends. Encourage them to join us. So that is 4 over 7, 4 over 9 times 270. So this is actually 120. Error, this part was having 2 over 9 times 270. So this is going to be 60. Now we are told, so we have just tried to analyze this. Chris gives some money of his share to Debbie and some of his share to Errol. Yeah, so the money is being received from one person, who's Chris. Debbie was having 120. Now Debbie is having 135. Yeah. Errol was having 60. Now Errol is having 81. So how much money did Chris give to Errol? So the amount is going to be 81 minus the amount Errol was having initially, which is 60. So that is going to be 81 minus 60, which is going to translate to 21. So the amount that Chris gave to Errol is 21 pounds. I believe we are together up to that point. Yes. Where's the PDF? Have you checked in the description? Have you checked the description to access the PDF? Motaz Awade, Motaz, thank you so much. Motaz, thank you so much. Please, guys, subscribe. For those who have not gotten the PDF for this paper, I'm sharing it immediately right now. I'm sharing the link. Amaz, sir, will you do prediction for 2HR? Prediction for 2HR, already I've done that. But I'll be compiling that video for HR paper, and then I upload it. Amaz, yeah, I'll do that. I'll compile it because I did the live on that, so I'll be able to put it together, and then I upload it to HR. Okay, so 2 hours. All right, so Motaz Awade, let me know what you mean by 2 hours. Let me just repeat right in the chat section. So let me just try to check the PDF so that I can be able to share the link that will take you straight for you to upload in the PDF. Guys, please share, please subscribe to our Patreon, our channel. Support me, enable me to reach 2,000 now. 2,000 now. All right, so let me just check the link that I'll share right now so that you can be able to access it. All right, just a minute, I'm almost there, so that we can be able to proceed. But I believe you've understood how to work out that question there. If you've understood how to work that question out, let me know that you've understood how to work it out. Yeah, so I'm just sharing the link that will take you straight to paper 2H, GCSE paper 2H, and also GCSE, the foundation paper. So you just choose the paper you are doing so that you can be able to access that. I know some this paper is locked, but I'll unlock it for those guys who are in this live. Thereafter, I will lock it so that those who are coming, they will have to unlock.
So only for the live who will be able to access the free version of this, but those other guys will be able to have to unlock so that they can also support ProfLearn. So let's go ahead. I've unlocked that for this live. So can you check those who are asking for the PDF? Use that link to access the PDF. Let's proceed to the next question. I'll be uploading this video, paper, the entirety of it, the entire video, because we had done some videos, some questions from question 1 to question 17. Then now we are remaining with a few questions, so I have to, I'll upload later once I'm done doing this. So moving to question number 18, we are told that Shakir has to complete 2 tests. He can either pass or fail each test. The probability that he will pass the first test is 0.87, and then the probability that this person is going to fail that test is going to be 1 minus 0.87, which is going to translate to 0.13. All right, so the probability that it's going to pass is going to remain here we are told that if he fails, if he failed the first test, the probability that he will pass the second test is 0.73. So if he has failed here, the probability of passing the second one is 0.73. Yeah, so that is what we're going to use. And then probability of failing that will be 1 minus 0.73, and that is going to translate to 0.27. Yeah, 0.27 at that point. But the probability of passing the test here is if he passes the first test, the probability that he will pass the second test is 0.94. So if he has passed the first test, for him to pass the next test, the chances of passing the next test is high. And then now the probability of failing that test will be 1 minus 0.94, and that is going to translate to 0.06. Now the question we are asked here, work out the probability that Shakil passes at least one of the test. So let us just try to complete this here. We're going pass, fail, fail, pass, and then we have fail. So when we are told that at least passes at least one, so meaning it can pass all the tests, or there must be a test that he has passed. So we are going to consider which part of the probability tree diagram. This one, passing, at least passing that, and also passing here. So for this part it will be 0.87 times 0.94. For this part is going to be 0.87 times 0.06, at least passed here, and then failed but passed the next one, so it will be 0.13 times 0.73. So for each of them, we are going to find the answer for each of them and then add them together. So if you work out the first part is going to be 0.87 times 0.94
and that is going to translate to 0.8178. This one will give us which probability? 0.87 times 0.06. This is going to give us 0.0522, and the last one here is 0.13 times 0.73, which is going to translate to 0.0949. So that we are going now to add these guys together. You add this, and this in order to get the total probability that passes at least one test. So let me just reduce this font a little bit like that so that I can be able to write probability that passes at least one is going to be that is going to translate to, can you add it quickly, 0.8178 plus 0.0522 plus 0.0949. So if we add everything there, what do you get? It's this is a lot of addition there. If you add everything, what do you get? If you add everything, what do you get? Just write in the comment section. Yeah, I'm waiting for you guys to add. S is saying 0.9649. 9649. That's correct. S, that's correct. So let me not even add. Let me just write your answer. That's correct. I agree with you. Very, 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 very correct. So this is going to be 0.96. Let me check S's answer. That is 9649. 9649. Yeah. So question to do with probability, guys. Please make sure you've gone through that so that whenever you are going to do that exam, you don't come out crying. And yet I told you that a question like that can be tested, so you have to be prepared. So that you can be able to answer those questions. Moving to question number 19. Question number 19 is about algebra, and we're supposed to solve simultaneous equations. And we have different ways we can be able to solve this. We can be able to use an elimination method. We can be able to use a substitution method. We can be able to draw a graph. So a question like this is better we can use elimination quickly, so that let's say this is going to be 2x plus 6y is equals to 5. So the first thing that you need to ask yourself, what do you want to eliminate? What are you interested? What do you want to eliminate? So in this case, I'm planning to eliminate y, and I'll tell you why. So whichever way you can do it, y will give us very huge numbers. Let's try to eliminate x, and then you need to be very careful with the signs. Therefore, you need to be very careful with the signs. You look at the signs as if your life depends on them. Otherwise, you will just mess, and then you come out crying that you really knew how to do the question, but you messed the signs. So signs are very important, and that's where we can be able to separate those who are going to get grade 9 and those who are not going to get it. So
you have to be very intentional, careful with the signs, especially when you see a negative sign. You look at it as if your life depends on it. Okay, so what I've just done, I want to eliminate x, so I have to ensure the coefficient of x are the same. So I multiply the number, the coefficient of x in the second equation, the first equation. So this is going to be 6x plus 18y. One of the mistakes students go and make, they open the bracket but they forget to multiply this one. That's where the mistake, most of the students make a mistake. So you have to also multiply here, so it will be 15, and then we are having here 6x minus, this is going to be 8y, is equals to this is going to be negative 24. Yeah, actually my stylus pen is really, it's very lagging. I don't understand why. Yeah, so for me even to buy a different stylus pen which can be able to write, you guys, that's why you need to join and support ProfLearn in our Patreon page. Just $5, so that I can be able to buy even these better gadgets rather than struggling here. But whichever way, we have to continue. Now for us to solve this, I need to subtract the 2. So 6x minus 6x will give us 0 here. So we eliminate x. We have 18y minus negative 8. So this is going to be what? 26y is equals to 15 minus negative 24. So 15 minus negative 24, that becomes what? That becomes around 39. So y is going to be what? So we are going to have that. So we shall say this is 26y, 26y is equals to 39. Then now we are going to divide both sides by 26. Divide by 26. Our y is going to translate to, this will commit suicide, and then we shall have here 3/2. So that is 1.5. Yeah, can you check whether it's true? I'm checking. I'll check in the comment section those who scored up, because right now I'm just looking at my PDF, the one I'm annotating right now. I cannot be able to check the answer immediately. Once I'm done, that's when I'll go and check those guys who got it right, and I'll mark it. I'll mark that section. So we shall have 1.5. And also for x, we are going to substitute the value of y that we have gotten so that we can be able to find the value of x. So this is going to be 2x is equals to 5 minus 6 into 1.5. And then our x therefore is going to be 5 minus 6 times 1.5 is 9/2. So this is going to translate to minus 4/2. And the answer becomes finally minus 2 as the final answer. So you transfer your answer there so that you can make the examiner happy, so that we can be able to see. I can see x minus 2 is correct. Yusuf 1390, x minus 2 correct, s y 1.5 correct. Well done, guys.
Okay, so those who have gotten it correct, I've just indicated there. Yusuf got it right. S got it right. So we need to move to the next question. The next question is how to draw quadratic graphs. You may be told to draw a graph, and especially a quadratic graph. Remember, your table should be correctly filled, so you need to put in your calculator and ensuring the signs are okay. So whenever you are going to find the value of y when you are putting the calculator, I want you for you to find this missing value here. I want you to open the bracket in your calculator, then you write -1, close the bracket, then squared, -2, open the brackets, -1, close the bracket. When you are inputting that in your calculator, that's what I expect you to do. Then you say +2. Once you have inserted that, you're gonna get that let me just put it so you can, this is -1, close the bracket, squared, then -2 into brackets, -1, close the bracket, then +2. Yeah, I don't know whether you can be able to see that. Let me check if you can be able to see the way I've just placed it like that, so that whenever you are done with the first one, you'll just change that value -1 to 1 to 2 and then to 4. So if I hit the answer there, I'm going to get 5. So this answer here, basically here is 5. Then I'll now go to my calculator. I change the inner part to be 1. Whatever that is in bracket, I change it to be +1. And if I do it, I'm going to get my answer here, 1. And next for 2, we shall change the value of x to be 2 now here. And that becomes, the final answer becomes 2. And for 4, I'll change inside the bracket to 4, and this one I make also it 4, and if I hit the bracket, the equal sign, I'm going to get 10 at that given point. So that's what you do in order to get the answer. We have watch and learn. Bro, I'm in year 9 and I can do this easily. Yes, if you are in year 9 and you are able to do this, that's great. Believe when you'll be doing your GCSE, you'll be a grade 9 guy, because all the exam, yeah, the exam of GCSE tests all the concept that you are doing all the way from year 9, year 10, yeah, so, and also year 11. So which means that you are able to do that, bro. Kudos. Great. Yeah, so stick in ProfLearn so that we can be able to be learning together until you do your exam. Watch and learn, keep learning. Okay, so let's plot the points. So it's -210, so we shall go -2. Let me just reduce this so that we can be able to access see everything. So the first point we're going to plot is -2. We move up to 10. We plot this point here. The next point is -1. I move up to 5. 5 is somewhere here. Then we have 0. We move up to 2 at this given point. Guys, please like the live and also share to those guys who are going to sit for this exam. Help me to grow the channel as I'm supporting you, bros. So we have 1 to 1. 1 to 1, it will be here. We have 2 to 2. 2 will be here. Then we have 3:5, goes up to 5. We move up to 5. 5 is here. and then we have 4, we shall move up all the way to 10. That's the point. So for us to get the curve, we are going to draw a nice curve, and this is going to be our turning point. Our graph will move like that, just nicely, don't struggle, like that. Yes, and then we join these points. I believe we are going to reach there, and then we shall have it at that given point. So the graph that we have plotted is the graph of y is equals to x squared minus 2x plus 2. So this graph that we have plotted here, you can see, is a graph that has a y-intercept of what? It has a y-intercept of 2. Yeah, so sometimes you'll be asked to state intercepts. Yeah, the intercept is where the graph cuts the y-axis, and also if you are asked the coordinates of the turning points, this is the point where we shall be able to state. Use the graph to estimate the solution, that we are having here. How do we go about this? Remember, we are having x squared minus 2x plus 2. This is the part of the graph that we have what? We have drawn. So if they are telling you use this graph to estimate the solution, we are going to, because you can see our graph was y is equals to x squared minus 2x plus 2, but here we are not having y, we are having 4, so which means our y is equals to 4. So in order to do that, you are going to draw a line that is horizontal, and that line is going to pass through where you have 4, like that. Yeah, then once you have drawn that, you can be able to read the value, check where the curve, the graph, and the straight line that you have drawn, where y is equals to 4, it meets the curve, so that you can be able to read the value that we have at this point. And here what I'm having is this is 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.5, 0.6. I'm having negative 0.6, negative 0.6, or if I read this here, if I draw it nicely, this is going to be 2 point what? 2.6. 2.6. I don't know whether you guys, you had already answered that. Yeah, so those are the two answers. I don't know whether they have, yes, none had written a comment or about that, so I don't know whether that was a question that was very hard. Yeah, was it hard? Let me know, was it hard? Because none responded. I don't know whether that was the case, but let me get to know, was it hard? Yeah, was it a hard question? Okay, as I understand, or it was easy. As I get you. Yeah, so maybe it's because it was just a graph, you are not having it on your side, so that's fine. I've gotten that. Guys, please share the live to your friends, encourage them to join us, and also help me to grow the channel by sharing it to your social platforms. And if you have not subscribed, subscribe. If you have not liked, just like, so that it can be recommended to other guys. So for those who are joining us now, I shared a link which can enable you to access the PDF of these papers I'm having here. The file that you are going to get in our Patreon page, basically it's having the marking scheme for that. It's having the PDF of paper 2H and also paper 2F. So just download the one that the exam that you're going to take. if you are taking higher tier, you don't need really to download 2F. Maybe if you download it, it's for your just revision, your personal revision, and to check, because sometimes if you even check the past papers, you realize that some questions will be repeated in 2F and higher. All right, so this is a question for trigonometry, and this is an area whereby you are going to use what? You are going to use SOHCAHTOA. SOHCAHTOA. So SOHCAHTOA is it's used to enable you remember when you are finding a sine, you say opposite of hypotenuse. If it's cosine, adjacent of hypotenuse. If we are finding a tangent, is opposite of adjacent. So if we are finding x, basically to this angle, our x is opposite, and our line that is given here is the hypotenuse. So which means that we are supposed to find x to 1 decimal place. So we are going to use a trigonometric ratio that has opposite. It has opposite and what? Hypotenuse, and that is so. So we are going to say sine 34 is equals to opposite, which is x, over hypotenuse, which is 178. So which means that our x is going to translate to 178 times sine 34. So whenever you're going to put that in your calculator, you have to ensure your calculator is in degrees, not radians, is in degrees, so that you don't mess yourself. So we're going to say 178 sine 34. If you put it, you're going to get 99.536. Then correct to 1 decimal place. What are we going to have in this case? Correct to 1 decimal place. The answer is going to be 99.5. So you have to ensure you follow the instructions. If you are told to a given accuracy, you have to stick to that so that you earn all the marks. Otherwise, if you write a different value, you're going to miss the final mark of accuracy A. So this is going to be 99.5 millimeters in that case. So the examiner will just come here and say M1, actually this one is having M1 and what? Answer mark. So you're gonna get 2 marks for just doing that. Question number 22. This is a question to do with circle theorem. We are having circle theorem. Yeah, A's got it right. Yeah, SOHCAHTOA, amaze. That's true. You can see you've given us the trig acronym that we use there. So we are supposed to work out ABC are points on the circle. SBT is a tangent. We are having a tangent there. SBT is a tangent, and the tangent touches the circle at one specific point. So, and we are told that angle ABD is equals to 20 degrees. The size of angle ABAD and the size of angle BCD is 3:1. Find the size of angle SBA. SBA. We're supposed to find angle SBA. We are finding this angle here. And remember, we're going to use different properties, and we shall be stating reasons to that. So there's something we are being told. Size of angle BAD
Where is BAD? BAD, this angle here, if I can call it X. If I can call it X, let me just call it X. For the meantime, let me call it X so that we can be able to get the reasoning. To the ratio of sides of angle BCD. BCD. Where is BCD? BCD is this angle here. Yeah, so BCD. Okay, that's quite interesting, but something that is coming out clearly here. All right. Unicasa, welcome. Hello, how are you? 45 degrees already. Bro, you are too fast. 45 degrees. Minus 20, that is 25. Ahmed, you are right. That's correct. You see, you are going faster than me, bro. All right, I'm good. You Unicasa, welcome to our live. Please, if you have not subscribed, subscribe. And if you are going to take this exam, also you have pinned a message where you are going to download the paper form. Guys, if you are here, please like our live. Yeah, so let me focus on this. I'll come to your comments later. Already Mohammed has gotten it right. I don't know whether I should continue, but I have to. Yeah, Mohammed, that's amazing. So okay, so the approach I wanted to use in this particular question is that opposite angles of a cyclic quadrilateral add up to 180. So which means if I need to find this angle here, it will be 180 minus x. Yeah, 180 minus x, because we have a cyclic quadrilateral DCBA, but we were told that angle A and angle C, they have a ratio. Angle A, so we can say x over 180 minus x, it should give us what? It should give us 3/1. I'm using that because we have angle C as minus 180 minus x, and our angle A is x, but we were told the relationship the two angles have in terms of their sizes. So then we can cross multiply. We shall have x is equals to 3 into 180 minus x. So if we open the brackets, we are going to have what? We shall have x is equals to 180 times 3, that gives us 540 minus 3x. So if we take this x on the other side of the equal sign, we shall have 4x is equals to 540. Divide by 4. So that is going to be divided by 4 there. We are going to get 135. X is 135. But we are supposed to find the size of angle SBA. SBA. So this is the angle we are trying to find. But this is 135. Angles in alternate segments are equal, so this angle is in alternate segment with this. So what I need to do is to find this angle. Once I know this angle, it will be equivalent to this angle that is here, angles in alternate segment. So that will be 180 minus, this is a triangle inside here, so I'll be able to say 180 into 20 plus 135. So plus 20 there, 180 minus answer, that translates to 25. So this angle is 25, then also this angle is going to be 25. So each and every point you are going to write
reason. So at this point, I'll say the reason as why I did this in order to find angle D. So the reason I'll give their angles in a triangle add up to 180. That's the reason I use. And whenever you are asked the reason, you are giving the property you use, properties of angles. You are not explaining that I added and subtracted. No, you write the property. So the reason here is angles in a triangle add up to 180. Add up to 180 degrees. And for angle B, angle SBA is going to be equal to 25. And the reason we're going to write there, shall say angles in alternate segments are equal. So for that reason, angle B is equals to angle ADB. Yeah. All right, so basically that's what we are going to state. And for simplicity, let me just copy everything so that I can be able to place it down there for those guys who are going to use this PDF to revise and prepare for these exams. They can be able to get to see what we did in this live. So this angle, as Mohammed had stated, I'm going to check those who got it also as I'm explaining. This angle is going to be 25 degrees. 25 degrees. So it's my time now to go and check those who got, as we are moving to question number 23. All right, so we are moving to question number 23. Question number 23 says, the diagram shows empty tank of a shape of a cylinder, and we see the cylinder here is having a radius of 15 centimeters and a height of 43 centimeters. The cylinder has a radius of that. Water flows into the tank at the rate of this per minute. So we are going to calculate the number of minutes it will take to completely fill the tank. So but first we need to understand, we need to work out the capacity or the volume of the cylinder. We know volume of a cylinder is given by pi r squared h. Yeah, so we are going to use the formula volume is equal to pi r squared h. So in this case, we are going to say pi times the radius, which is 15 squared, times the height, which is 43. Then we can be able to get our final answer as, let me just put it quickly, times 15. You guys also in the chat section, I believe you have written the answer for volume and even the time it has taken. I'll check that, 43. So that becomes 394.9 centimeter cubic. That's the volume. But we need to understand what is 1 liter equivalent to. Yeah, capacity, changing volume, the unit for capacity. 1 liter, write in the comment section, 1 liter is equivalent to how many centimeter cubic? Write in the comment section. 1 liter is equal to how many centimeter cubic? 1 liter is equal to how many centimeter cubic? Yeah, so that we can be able to proceed. Yeah, what do you think? 1 liter is equals to how many centimeter cubic? I'm just checking to see. 1 liter. Okay. We need to remember that 1 liter is equals to 1,000 centimeter cubic. 1 liter is equals to 1,000 centimeter cubic. So if we are having 0.47 liters, I want to change the rate into centimeter cubic so that I can know 1 minute how many centimeter cubic is equivalent to. So it will be 0.47 times 1,000, which is going to be equivalent to 4470 centimeter cubic per minute. So the amount of water that flows into the cylinder every minute is 470 centimeter cubic. Yeah, so now I need to move this down here so that we can be able to proceed. Now once we have gotten that, we can be able to find time taken. Time taken is going to be equals to 3394.9 divided by 470. So if we work it out, you're going to get your answer as around what? Around I'm getting 64.67 minutes, but the question was very clear, to the nearest minute, nearest minute. So that's going to be 65 minutes to fill the cylinder completely. Okay, that's what we are going to do at that given point. And yeah, Leila got it right, 470. Leila, I see you got 470 for say amount is centimeter cubic per minute. That was okay. Hamed got it 64.67. So we have to round off Hamed to the nearest minutes. Okay, so we have question 24, and question 24 is about vectors. We are told that ORT is a triangle. ORT is a triangle whereby OA is OT is vector A, and RT is vector B. M is the point on OR such that this is 2:3. So we can say 2/5 and 3/5. The total ratio here is 5. So we can say this point M divide OR in 2 parts. Express MT in terms of vector A and B. MT, we are finding MT. So how are we going to go about this? If you are finding MT, so first we need to understand that if we are given OT is A and we are given RT as B, we can be able to find what is OR. Can we be able to find? We can be able to say OR is going to be what? OR is going to be what? Which root are you going to use? O to R, you are going to move from O to T plus O T to R. But whenever you are going from T to R, you are going against the arrow, so our OR will be vector A minus vector B. So we now know what OR is. Then we can be able to figure out how we can be able to find MT. Now, our MT is going to be, we are moving from M, you will end up at T. So since I found OR, let me use this route like that. So I'll move from M to T. I'll use the route M to R plus R to T. But MR is going to be 3/5 of OR. So this is going to be equals to 3/5 of OR, and our OR, we have gotten it to be A minus B plus RT. Our RT is B. So if we open the brackets, we're gonna have our answer as 3/5 vector A minus 3/5 vector B plus vector B. So we are going to put the like terms together here so that we can be able to simplify our vectors, so that we can be able to make the examiner happy in that case. So that is going to translate to what? Oh, that's the font is too small. Okay, the font is too small. Yeah, so let me just leave it there. So now if we simplify that, we have our MT to be equals to 3/5 vector A plus B minus 3/5 is going to be 2/5 vector B. So that is the simplified form of the expressions. And at this particular point, yeah, so that is the final answer. In that case, that's what you are supposed to do to work out that vector questions. And I can see Leila said 3/5 vector A and 2 plus 2/5 vector B. I can see Mohammed said 0.6 vector A, yeah, which is correct in decimals. Mohammed, that was amazing. That's great, guys. This is the last part of the questions that I prepared for you in this prediction. Right now is 8 p.m. East African time, coming live from Kenya, and I believe I've supported you guys on how to work on those questions. If you have benefited from this particular video, I really appreciate that, because the main goal is for you to benefit. If you really got value, you write in the comment section you got value from ProfLearn, and this marks the end of this prediction that I try to bring question together. So you need to continue doing your personal revision with various past papers to ensure that you maximize the marks. The most important thing is understanding how to work out the concept. Then the questions now will be tested, whichever. In maths, only values will change, but the approach of the question will remain remain the same. What I need to say, as you are preparing for this exam, be confident of yourself. Ensure that you are going through those topics that you are having a challenge from today until because the exam will be on 4th, right? We have about 3 days to prepare, guys. So continue using your past papers and keep on going through all the areas you have covered. Besides my prediction, continue going through other materials so that you can be able to be well prepared, very ready for the exam. I wish all of you the best in this coming exam, and as you are finishing your GCSE exams, remember you are going to join A levels. I'll be with you here. I'll be supporting you, so consider staying around. You can be able to share this live and this video, my channel, to your friends. Encourage them to join. So these are some of the questions we went through. And for those who were not here when we were doing these questions, please check. There is a live done previously that will enable you to revise all the areas. Functions, we went through functions. We went through cosine and sine rule, using sine and cosine rule. We went through prime factors. We were able to see that, how to find LCM, how to find HCF. We went through all that. So tomorrow we shall be having another live. The live we shall be having is for the foundation paper, those guys who are taking foundation. And then I'll be able to later on, before maybe you do exam, I can be able to do one past paper for you as we end the May-June season. See you guys. See you. And look at what are the main areas and what are the key concepts that we are going to look at here. And you can see here we are told that Leo is 4 years older than Margot. Nigel is twice as old as Leo, and the average of their age is 24. So we are supposed to work out how old Leo is. We're going to work out how old Leo is here. So we shall let Margot to be X, so that Leo is going to be 4 years older. So it's going to be X plus 4. And then since Nigel is twice as Leo, so we're going to say it is going to be 2 into brackets plus 8. They can be able to follow through. And then I can be able to say it is going to be X plus 4 plus their age is going to be 2x plus 8, then plus the age of Margot, and that is going to translate to what? That's going to translate to over 3, because we are trying to work out their average. So we are going to say that is going to be equals to 24, because we are told their mean, their average is 24. So that's why I'm adding all the ages, divide by 3, because we have 3 people. So in this particular question, we are learning how to solve algebraic equation. At the same time, we are learning how to work out mean, and that is algebra. So we're going to put all the terms together so that we can be able to multiply both sides by 3, and that is going to be 72. So if we take 12 on the other side, we're going to have our case here, 4x is equals to 72 minus 12. And of course here 4 has no issue. 4 can be alone, right? So in order to remain with 4 alone here, we are going to have what? Divide, because 4 is multiplied by x. So to remain with x alone, they are going to dissociate, and we are going to have 72 minus 12, which is 60, divided by 4 both sides, and we can see 4 and 4 will commit suicide, and then we are going to remain with x is equals to 15. X in this case is going to be 15, but we need to remember that we are told to work out the age of Leo. That's going to be 15 plus 4, because it was x plus 4, and that is going to translate to what? 19 years. So Leo is 19 years old. If you are new to ProfLearn YouTube channel, consider subscribing, so that anytime we're going to do more tutorials, we're going to upload more tutorials, you'll be notified. Please guys, like the live and also leave a comment. I would like you to be answering this question, so that whenever I'm working out the question, by the time I'm getting the answer, I check in the comment section whether you've gotten it correct. So if you are in this live, ensure you are working out the question ahead of me, so that the moment, by the time I'm getting the answer, also I'll be checking if your answers are correct, right? All right, so I don't know whether Mohammed has joined us. I don't know whether Leila has joined us. I don't know whether we have another guy, Maze. Yeah, Maze. I don't know whether Maze has joined us. So I'm waiting for those guys to join this live. Wherever they are, they should join this live, so that we can be able to do the last minute revision in addition of what we did in our previous live. So let's proceed. Let's go on with the next question. The next question here, let's just write 19 years for the age of Leo, just to make the examiner happy. Moving to the next question, and here we are told we have two banks. One of the bank gives a percentage of 5.25% compound interest for the first year, and the second year, and for the rest, for future years, if you have invested your money in this first bank, you are going to get 5.25% compound interest for the first year, and 4% compound interest for the future years. Then we have the second bank, which is 4.6% compound interest for the first 3 years. So let us see which bank will give a better return if this amount is invested for 3 years. So we are going to have 2,500 pounds is invested. So in the first bank, we are going to say is 2,500 into 1 plus 5.25 over 100 raised to power 1 for 1 year, and then the amount is going to translate to that. Then the 2 years remaining, we are going to have, and we shall be using 2,600 at 1.25 as our new principal now for the 2 remaining years, because we are supposed to invest 2,500 for 3 years. So the first year for the bank of Barnett, yeah, is going to be 2631.25. The remaining 2 years, we are going to use that, and we are going to use this as the principal for the remaining 2 years. So the rate now is going to be 4%, that is 4 over 100 raised to power 2, because now we are dealing with the remaining 2 years. If we work out this, we're going to get the total amount after 3 years that will be in the bank is going to be what? If we work it out, we're going to get our value being 2845.9, which is going to be 2846 pounds for the first bank. Moving to the second bank, which is the bank of Barclay, which is going to be 4.6% compound interest for 3 years. So this one, we are going to do the investment from 2,500, 1 into R of that. So we are going to say 2,500 into 1 plus, the rate is 4.6 for the 3 years. So that is going to be raised to power 3. And if we substitute this and we put in our calculator, let me just put it in my calculator, 2,500 into bracket 1 plus 4.6 over 100 raised to power 3. This is going to translate to that. That's the value that we're going to get. So if we work it out, we're going to get our answer equivalent to 2861. 2861, yeah, 2861. Yes, so that is the amount. So the question was, which bank will give better returns? The bank that is going to give better returns is actually, you can see, is the Bank of Barclay. Is the Bank of Barclay. Yeah, so
that's the bank. So a bank of Barclays have a special offer available of 4.7% compound interest for the first 3 years. Will this affect your answer in A? Will it affect? It will not affect because already the Bank of Barclays is having a better offer, so it's not going to affect because already this bank is giving a better offer. So we're going to say no, it's not going to affect. It's not, that's right, no, they are already having a better offer, so it's not going to affect. So this is a better offer. So if you are to invest, of course we are doing GCSE 2H so that we can be able to know in future how do you do the calculation to know which bank to invest your money in. That's why we are learning this. Now the next question we're going to learn is about statistics, and also from the previous prediction that I did, also this question was there, and this teacher who has prepared also this particular prediction also has predicted this question of estimating the mean. So what does that communicate? You need to prepare on how to work out mean from group data like this. So we're going to say, in order to work out this, we're going to work out the midpoint of each class. So we're going to find x and f of x, so meaning f times x. First we need to find x, and to find x is 0 plus 5 divided by 2. So let me just draw these lines first here, this one here and this one here, and then sorry for the CapCut logo that is there. It's because I did the editing of this using CapCut. I'm not promoting CapCut in any way, but you guys, if you join my Patreon page for $5 a month, I'll be able to get the funds in order to remove this logo from here so that we can have seamless learning process. But otherwise, whichever way, we appreciate CapCut people for giving us this software which can enable us to do the editing for you to keep on learning. So this is the point. I need to go and check in the chat section how we are doing. I can see we have what's this? I mean, what is this? This is the prediction. This is for Edexcel GCSE Maths 2H. Fahad said hello. How are you, Fahad? Are you okay? Are you ready for this, for the paper on Wednesday? All right. So Mabel, is this AQA? Mabel, this is GCSE. This is GCSE 2H. Yeah, so AQA, guys, I'm planning to do AQA tomorrow. Yeah, I can be able to do AQA tomorrow for you guys. Welcome to this live. Please like the live, share the live. If you have not subscribed, subscribe so that we can be able to be learning together. Do you do statistics as well? I do statistics, but for the meantime, we're doing right now GCSE 2H higher tier. So Fahad, welcome. Mahad, Amin, welcome. Marble, welcome to our live. Let's proceed to the next questions. So in order to find the value x column, we are going to say 0 plus 5 divided by 2, and that is going to translate to 2.5. This is going to translate to 2.5. Yeah. So I have to write here. Okay, so we need to write that. Okay, I think it's taking long. It's taking long to display. This is 2.5. 5 plus 8 divided by 2 will be 6.5. And this is going to be 9. And the last one is 10 plus 20, which is going to be 30 divided by 2, which is going to be 15.
Now multiplying 2.5 times 7, this is going to translate to what? We need to find f of x as summation of the total frequency, which is 135. Summation of f will be 35. We need also to complete the table here, which is 7 times 2.5, which is 17.5. 8 times 6.5 will be 52. 16 times 9, that's going to be 144. And then we have 4 times 15, which is 60. Then moving down, in order to work out the mean is going to be what? Mean is going to be, the mean, we need to find summation f of x, fx here. Summation of fx is going to be 273.5. So in order to work out the mean is going to be summation of fx over summation of f. So which means that if we put there 273.5 over 35, that is going to translate to 7.81 as our final answer in that case. A number is rounded to two significant figures and the result is 2.6. So which means that we are going to say this is n is going to be greater than 2.5, 25.5, and is going to be less than or equal to 26.5. So that is basically what you're going to do at that given point. Yeah. So moving to the next question that was tested here, we are told that Margot takes part in a 5-kilometer fun run. During the first 2.4 kilometers, she runs at an average speed of 60 kilometers per hour, and she is aiming to complete the race under 54 minutes. We are supposed to work out the average speed she must maintain to finish under 54 minutes. So the first thing that we need to remember is that distance is equals to speed times time. And in order to work out this, we are going to first work out the time she took to cover the first 2.4 kilometers. So this is going to be the distance, which is 2.4, divided by the speed, which is 6 kilometers. And that is going to translate to 0.4 hours. So meaning that we have that, and 54 minutes. 54 minutes, we can be able to convert it to hours so that we can be able to know what's the remaining duration. So first I've converted now. Okay, I've converted 0.4 hours to minutes so that I can subtract it from 54 to know the remaining time that she has to travel. So that's going to be 24 minutes. And then the time now taken will be 54 minus 24, which will mean that we have 30 minutes. And this 30 minutes is equivalent to a half an hour. Yeah, a half an hour in. So with this a half an hour, because already has covered 2.4 kilometers, we need to know what's the distance remaining. It will be 5 minus 2.4 divided by 0.5, so that we can be able to get the speed. Okay, so moving to the next question. This is 5.2 kilometers per hour. Moving to question number 6. Here we are talking about volume of prisms, and we are told the cross-section area of the cross-section of the prism is a right angle triangle. The cross-section of the prism is the right angle triangle. The base of the right angle triangle has a length of 5 centimeters, and the prism has a length of 25 centimeters. We are also told that the prism has a volume of 750 centimeter cubic. We're supposed to work out the height of this particular prism. So the first thing that we are supposed to remember in this particular question, in order to work it out, is that volume is cross-section area times the length of the prism. So once we have taken note of that, once we have taken note of that, we can now substitute whatever we are given. Because we are given the volume as 750, we are looking for the cross-section area, but the length is 25. So which means we are going to say cross-section area will be 750 divided by what? 25. And if we can be able to work it out using our calculator, what are we going to get? If we work it out using our calculator, what are we going to get in that case? What are we going to get? If we work it out, we are going to get our answer as what? As 30 centimeters square. That is the cross-section area. So which will mean that now we can be able to use, because this is area of this is a cross-section area, is a triangle, a right angle triangle. In that case, we are going to say this is going to be area is a half base times height. Then we can be able to substitute the area and the base which we were given. Now we can be able to find the value of h, and the value of h in this case is going to be what? H is going to be 30 times 2 divided by 5, which is going to translate to 12 centimeters. So the height of this triangle is 12 centimeters in that case. All right, so we are done with that. We are moving to another question whereby we are supposed to use Pythagoras theorem here. We are told work out the size of angle BCD. We are supposed to work out the size of angle BCD, but in this case here we have 3.5 for AD, and AB is equivalent to 5.4. So we need to know the height. We need to find the height. This is a right angle triangle. So for us to find this angle here, which we can call theta, we need to know this height first. And that height is going to be obtained from triangle ABD, which is going to be equals to 5.4 squared minus 3.5 squared. So if we work it out, we are going to get our answer equivalent to 4.11. Then we can be able now to use SOHCAHTOA in order to find the missing angle. So since we have hypotenuse which is 6.2 and opposite which is 4.11 for that particular angle, we can be able to say this is going to be what? This is going to be sine theta is 4.11 over 6.2, which is going to translate to sine inverse of 4.11 over 6.2. And working out this using our calculator, we are going to find our answer equivalent to 41.5 degrees. So the angle there is 41.5 degrees. That is question number 7. And then now we can be able to move to question number 8. Guys, if you've joined our live, this is a 2H paper of GCSE Math. So if you are new to ProfLearn, consider subscribing, and also you can be able to like this live. We are having question number 8, whereby we are told that this year Army's car insurance has increased by 22.5%. Our car insurance now costs 801.15. Work out the cost of her insurance last year. So there are two different ways you can be able to work out this question. We can be able to use the appreciation formula, which is amount is equals to principal into 1 plus r over 100 raised to power n, or you can be able to work out by saying initially it was 100%, now it's 122.5%. So there are different ways we're going to work it out. So we shall work it in the two methods. So the first method, we shall say amount, which is amount is equals to P into R over 100 raised to power n, and our amount is the current amount, which is 801.15, and the principal is the previous amount, which we didn't know, and so which is last year amount. So we are going to say this is P to 1 plus 22.5 over 100 is to power 1. If you work it out, you are going to get your P is equivalent to is going to be 654 pounds. Alternatively, we can be able to say, method 2, we can be able to say 100% plus 22.5 is the new percentage of the price of this insurance. So we can be able to say that 122.5% is equals to 801.15. What about 100%? So that we can be able to know previously what was the price of this particular insurance last year. So we can say this is going to be, no, we are going to say it's 100 over. So I need to change this. I need to change this. It will be 100 over 122.5 times 801.15. If you work it out, you're gonna get your answer equivalent to what? Your answer is gonna to be 6654. So working it out, we're going to get the same value, the same amount. Another concept that you need to prepare for this exam is to ensure you know how to work out expanding brackets, either 2 brackets or 3 brackets, because in this paper, predicted paper by this teacher, predicted this question. I'd also done the prediction. I'd not seen this paper before. I had just encountered it in the internet, and I decided, let me just work it out. So since this teacher has prepared this and also it had shown up in my prediction, it means this is an area that is likely to be tested. So just work out that, write in the comment section. At this point now, we can be able to put the like terms together so that we can be able to have our simplified expression. And our final answer is x cubed plus 4x squared plus x minus 6 as the final answer to that particular part. All right, guys, I'm sorry that we are having the CapCut logo there blocking our writings. I'll be able to subscribe so that they can be able to remove that logo. Meanwhile, just bear with me with that. Please like the live and also share it to your friends. If you have not subscribed, subscribe. All right, so that is expanding brackets. We need to move to the next question so that we can be able to see what is happening here. What is the next area? Question number 10. What are we going to likely to be tested? And this is just to help you to prepare for the 2H paper. Let's move to the next question. So box plot whisker diagrams. So I did not really cover this area in the previous prediction, and since the teacher has come up with this prediction here, it's important for you to go through it. For me, I considered that this probably will be tested in paper 3H. Yeah, so that's the prediction I'm intending to work out this box plot. But because these teachers predicted here, this is his prediction, it's important also to ensure that you know how to do this, so that whenever you are going to be asked, you'll be in a position to answer that. So we are told the box plot shows information about sales in thousands of pounds. 50% of the sales data is below 210,000 as the highest value of 420,000. So is Margot wrong? And to respond to this, I say that
I said, let me just write this. Why is Magotron? Because 50% is less than 200,000, which is the median. In this case, if you look at that, we have the median, so we can say Maggot is wrong. The reason is less than 200,000, which is the median in this case. All right, so let's proceed from where we had left. So in this case, we are given the list value as 30. So you go on the table, can see I've indicated the list value where I have the first red line. That is where the list value is, which is 30. What you need just to do is to understand the scale. And then we have the lower quartile as 80. And that's going to begin from where my rectangle starts. In that case, my rectangle is starting at 80, and the rectangle ends at the upper quartile, which is 360, and the median is at the mark of 170. So that's how our whisker diagram is going to look like for that particular data. All right, so moving to the next question, compare the distribution of cells for both entries, iteries. So whenever you are comparing where more cells took place, you are going to look at the median. And in that case, we can see the median for the second part here is 170, and the median for the upper part was 200. So we can say Bennett's itery had more cells because it had, since we can see we have a larger median. The median here is 200, but the other one is 170. So we can say the median here is greater. And then we can see the upper quartile and lower quartile indicated here, because upper quartile and lower quartile will enable us to work out the interquartile range. So first we're going to say Bennett's bistro made more cells because than that of Berkeley, because there was a larger median for Bennett's bistro whisker diagram. So in that way, we are going to say the median will enable you to know where the more cells took place. And consistency, we look at the interquartile range. For consistency, we are going to look at the interquartile range. And Berkeley cells are more consistent than that of Bennett's because has a small interquartile range. So if you have a small interquartile range, we are going to see to say that there is consistency in that particular data that we are mentioning. So, and something that you need to remember at this point is that interquartile range is basically upper quartile minus the lower quartile. So for instance here we are going to say 350 minus the lower quartile here is 160, so that's going to translate to 190. But for this other one, the interquartile range is going to be 260 minus 80, and that is going to translate to 180. So you can see where we have a small interquartile range, it means there is consistency in the cells. Where we have a larger median, it means more cells were done where you have a larger median. Okay, so I think we are done for that part. But if you are asked the range, is the highest value or the greatest value minus the least value, so that you can be able to get it there. But in this question, we were not asked that. The next area is drawing cumulative frequency graph. And this is also showing up here because already also in my prediction, it was there. So that means this is an area that is likely, more likely. There's high possibility for it to be tested in paper 2H. because two teachers are thinking of the same, ProfLearn and also this teacher who did this prediction. So in order to work out the cumulative, remember we are going to start with 5 plus 5 plus this other part here. We are going to have a cumulative frequency there. So once you have filled in the completed the table for the cumulative frequency, you can be able to plot the points on the graph, and then ensuring that all the points are properly plotted. Then we are going to draw the curve passing through all those points that we are having there. So ensure you are plotting the point properly in their right place in order to ensure that you are earning all the marks. So once we've plotted the points, the next thing we're going to do is to join the points in order to have our cumulative frequency curve. It's I'm struggling to draw that, but yeah, basically that is how it's gonna look like. Upon drawing this cumulative frequency curve, another question that you'll be asked from here is to read the median, to find the median from the cumulative frequency curve. And in this case, our median is going to be 80 divided by 2. You get 40. Then we move where we have 40 across. We check where that meets the line. And then we read at this given point below here. So our answer now becomes what? Becomes 44. My answer is 44. So this is 44. So your range should be around 45, 44 for that particular case. Question number 12, we are going to look at how you can be able to use sine rule and cosine rule. So in order to find the size, the size of the length, we are finding the size of the length RS. For us to find length RS, first we need to know what RQ is. I'm going to find the length of what? RQ. And to find RQ, I'm going to use cosine rule. So to find RQ, we are going to let it to be X, and then we are going to apply cosine rule. And that is going to be 11 squared minus 2 times 11 times 9.4 cos 27, because 27 is in the opposite side of that line X that we are trying to find. That's how you apply cosine rule. Now simplifying this, we're going to get this reducing to what? If we put it in the calculator, we are going to get 9.4 squared plus 11 squared minus 2 times 11 times 9.4 cosine of 27. And ensure your calculator is in degrees. So if you work it out here, you put it inside the calculator like that, and then equal sign, we shall get 25.0998. So finding the square root of that, we are going to get 5.01, correct to 3 significant figures. I think I need to change that. Let me just correct that. I need to change. The answer should be 25 point, when you find the square root, it will be 5.01. So let me transfer it down here so that we can be able to proceed. Now we have 5.01 as the length of RQ, but remember we were told to find RS. But for us to find that, we need to know what this angle is, Q. Q is going to be 51 because it will be 88 plus 41. We subtract the answer from 180 so that we can be able to know what that angle Q is equivalent to. So once you have angle Q, we can be able to now apply sine rule in order to work out that using sine rule. Here we used cosine rule, right? So using sine rule at this given point, we are going to say y over sine 51 is going to be equals to 5.01 over sine 41,
over sine 41. I'm saying over sine 41. Sine 41. Yes, so it should be sine 41 there. And then we can multiply sine 51 both sides, so that we are going to remain with our equation as 5.01 sine 51 over sine 41. And if we can be able to work out this, we are going to get our answer equivalent to 5.93. Yeah, so we shall have 5.93 there. We are told that a manager asks 100 customers which type A, type B, or type C they use. Of these customers, four use all the three types. So we are going to check the region that certify all the Venn diagram there for the four types. The three types is this region, and so we are going to say this is 4. Then we're going to have 16 do not use any of A, B, and C, so that's their complement. It's outside. 16 do not use N, so they are going to be outside the three sets. So we are going to have 16 out here. 8 use both A and B but not type C. So where are we going to write that? That's going to be this region. So we are going to have our 8 at that given point. Then we are told that 14 use B and C, so we shall be able to say 14. We shall have it at this particular point 10, because if you add 4 and 10 we'll get 14. And then we shall also say 62 use type A. Yeah, so 62 use type A. Then we can be able to say at least one type B, so we are going to have 44 here and 6 at this given point. And then the remaining part in this section, also we need to complete this, going to be 12, and finally down here we shall have 0. So anytime you are going to do question to do with Venn diagrams, you have to ensure you read carefully so that you can be able to place its right place. If you have any question, write in the comment section, in the chat section. If there's any area that is not clear, I can be able to repeat that area. So we are told find the probability the customer also type B. So one of the customer is chosen at random. Given that this customer uses type A, find the probability also uses type B. So also uses type B. So we are going to say this is going to be 12 over 62, and that is going to be 6 over 31 as the final answer in this particular part. 6 over 31 as the final answer in that part. So basically that's what we're going to do. A combination lock contains 4 digits using numbers from 0 to 10 to 9 rather. So it means we have 10 numbers from 0 to 10. We have 10 options. If the numbers can be repeated, how many different combinations are possible? So in order to work out this, of course it's 10 times 10 times 10, but I'm going to use those lines to indicate that we have 4 digits, 4 spaces to fill. Yeah, so which means if we are looking for 4 spaces to fill, it will mean that the first space can take 10 numbers, any of the 10 numbers. The second space can also take any of the 10 numbers, because we are told a number can be repeated. The third space can take 10, and also the fourth can take 10. So that the total combination will be 10 times 10 times 10. 10 times 10 times 10 times 10. And that is going to be equivalent to what? 10,000 combination, different combinations. But if different combinations are required and we are not supposed to do the repetition here, it will mean that
if you have filled the first option, so let me just write it. Yeah, so we shall have 4 digits, so we shall have 4 spaces to be filled. So which means the first space will take 10, the second one, already one number has been taken, that number is not going to be repeated. You'll have 9, 8 and what, 7. So that's going to be 9 times 10 times 9 times 8 times 7, and that is going to be 50 40. It's 50 40 as the total number of combinations. The diagram shows the sector of a circle, so we are supposed to find the area of the shaded region. And for us to find the area of the shaded region, we are going to work out the area of the sector, which is actually a quarter of a circle. Area of a circle is pi r squared, so area of this sector is going to be a quarter pi r squared. And then once we have found the area of the sector, we can be able to find also the area of the triangle. So we are going to have our area of the sector as 9 pi of course here. So but we can be able to write it as a decimal. Yeah, so we can be able to write it as a decimal, which is this is 9 pi. 9 pi is equivalent to what? 9 pi, which can be written as 28.27. 28.27 as a decimal, correct to 4 significant figures, centimeter square. Then the next part we're going to do is to work out, we shall work out the area of the triangle. And in this case, the area of the triangle here is going to be area equals to a half base times height, which is going to be a half 6 times 6, and that's going to translate to 18. Now, in order to work out the area of the shaded region, we're going to subtract the area of the triangle from the area of the sector, and that is going to translate to 18, and that is going to translate to what, 10 point. Shall work it out, and that's going to be 10.27 centimeter square as the final answer in that case. Let me adjust this so that we can be able to move to the next question. Question number 16 is about iteration, how to use the iterative formula here. And in order to work out this question, for my prediction, which I did the previous part, I considered that this question number 16 will be tested in paper 3. But this teacher who had done this prediction here has said this will be in paper 2. So we are going to see how that's going to work out on 4th of May, June, so that you come back and tell me which was this question in paper 2H. If it's not in paper 2H, probably it will be in paper 3H. So we are supposed to work out an estimate of that particular. We are almost done. So work out the estimate of the number of gray squirrel in the gas tag in 2026, 2027 and 2028. So we shall start by working out 2026, and to work out 2026 we shall substitute what was in 2025, which was 12,000. So in order to work out that, we are going to say that this is going to be what? This is going to be 2026 is going to be 1.04. I want you to put that in the calculator that way. Let me show you how we shall be doing this in order to get the answer direct. We avoid inputting the answers now and again. So we shall start by saying, you shall write first 12,000. You say equal sign like that. 12,000 equal sign. You put the equal sign. You can see that's now our answer, 12,000. Then you write 1.04 open bracket answer, close the bracket, plus 180 like this. Already the answer we said was 12,000. Now you shall put in bracket there
answer, and then if you press an equal sign, you're gonna get your answer being equivalent to, let's just write this first. This is going to be what? This is going to be 12,000 plus 180, and then if you work it out, you're going to get 12,660. 12,660. Now this answer we have gotten is going to be our PN for 2027. So again, we shall now substitute that for 2027. We shall say it will be 1.04 into 12,660 plus 180. And if we put that into the calculator, it's going to give us 13,346.4. For 2028, we shall substitute here 13,000, that is 13,346 in here plus 180, and if you work it out, you are going to get 14,060 and 60 as our final answer in that case. As our final answer in that case there. Next, we have circle theorem, also another area that is quite important, but something that you need to remember. You are told that AB is equals to AD, AB is equals to AD, and angle ABD is y degrees, angle BDC is x degrees. So I'm going to say this is an isosceles triangle. So this angle here and this angle here are equal. So if that is y, this is also y, because base angles of an isosceles triangle are equal. All right, so okay, so this angle also we are told is x. So this angle that we have at this point is equals to this angle. Angles in alternate segments are equal. So we are going to say x is equals to that, because angles in alternate segments are basically equal. So angle D is equals to y, base angles of an isosceles triangle. Yes, isosceles. Let's write it properly. Isosceles. Yes, isosceles triangle. And then we can be able to say this which angle am I talking about? Angle BDA is y also, because base angles of isosceles triangle are equal. And then now we can be able to say angle DAB is equals to x, because all angles in alternate segment, angles in alternate segment are what? Are equal. So these angles in alternate segment are equal. Then now, because we have an angle in a triangle, all angles in a triangle add up to 180, and divided by 2, all true, we shall have a half x plus y is equals to 90. And that is the reason here angles in a triangle add up to 180 degrees. I mentioned in the previous live that the previous prediction that anytime you are asked to state properties, reasons, you are going to give the reason. The reason you are going to give are the properties of angles. Yeah, you give reasons based on properties of what? Angles. Now, we are supposed to work out the upper bound of the area. We know area is half base sine theta, half AB sine theta. But for us to find upper bound of the area of that triangle, we are going to say a half times A upper bound times B upper bound and times sine upper bound, right? Now, the upper bound of this, because already we are given that AB is 225 to the nearest 5 meters. So which means that absolute error in this case is going to be, the least is 5, so absolute error will be 5 divided by 2, and which will mean that this is going to be 5 divided by 2, it will be plus or minus 2.5. So if you are told to the nearest 5 meters, so it means that is the least unit. But the absolute error, so that you can be able to get the bounds, upper and the lower bounds for this, you are going to divide that least value by 2, and then you add or to subtract to get the upper and the lower bound. So to the nearest degree, the nearest degree is 1. Then it means 1 divided by 2, we are going to get 0.5 for the degrees in order to work it out. So that is what we are going to do. Then we are going to find upper and upper bound of each of that. Area upper bound is going to be, now this is going to be 225 plus 2.5 is going to be 227.5 times upper bound for BC is going to be 175 plus 2.5, that's going to be 177.5. And for the angle, it's plus or minus 0.5, so which will mean that we are going to say the angle is going to be 50 plus 0.5, that's going to be 50.5. So we can be able to put this in our calculator in order to get the correct answer for that. And if you work it out using your calculator, you're going to get 15,579.58 centimeter square as the upper bound of that particular area that we are being told. All right, so that is it. So we are going to move to the next question, and the next question, we have vectors, of course, to look at, but this question that we are having here is an algebraic fractions. And in order to work out this algebraic fraction, first we need to find the LCM. The LCM is going to be 5x minus 1 into 4x. So we can be able to say 4x into bracket 5x minus 1. So that we can be able to express this as or a single fraction, or you can even decide to multiply all through by the LCM. But now here I say let me express to a single fraction like that. So the first time I'll multiply 4x into 2x plus 4, and this is going to be plus 5x minus 1 into bracket x plus 3 equals to 4. Of course, we are going to expand the brackets, and then we shall say equals to 4. Let me just move everything here so that we can be able to have enough space to work out. Having this, we are going to simplify and then put the like terms together like that, and then we shall have the denominator translating to what? Ensure this question is long. Ensure you don't make a mistake when you are expanding and putting the like terms together. Okay, let me just move also this. I move it so that we can have enough space. We can multiply the denominator both sides so that we can be able to put the like terms together, and hence here we are going to form a quadratic equation which we are going to solve. So now solving this quadratic equation, we are going to get we can use a quadratic formula in order to work out this, and then we're going to get our answer for this to be 0.507 or 0.0681. AF ratio FE is 5:4. Yeah. And then further information, so we can be able to say AF over FE is equivalent to what? Is equivalent to 5/4, because from that ratio that we are told there, I can be able to write this expression from that ratio. Now, in order to find AF, we are going to say AF is equals to 5/4 FE, right? But what is FE? FE is 2A. So we are going to say AF is going to be AF in this case. Okay, AF is going to be what? Is going to be 5/4 times 2A, and that's going to translate 2.5 vector A. Further, we have said that AF. In that case, that's going to be that. Okay, so once we've identified that, what else do we need to do at that given point? Yeah, so once we have identified that, the next thing we're going to find is CA. Yeah, CA, that one. And that's going to be, CA is going to be CB plus BA, which is going to be 5 vector C minus vector B, because we are going from B to A, you are going against the arrow, so we are going to say minus B. And then now we need to work out, we need to find the value of what? Let me just move this down so that we can be able to have our steps shown there. Yeah, so we need to find CF, and CF is going to be CA plus AF. CF is going to be CA plus AF. CF is going to be CA plus AF in that case. So in that case, we're going to say this is going to be 5C minus B plus negative 2.5, like that. If we simplify, that's what we are going to get. But we were told that we are supposed to find DE in terms of vector A, vector B, and C. But we were told that DE is 2.5 CF. And remember, we have worked out the value of CF. So we're going to go to that value of CF times 2.5 times 2.5 there. So if we work it out, we have CF here. So it's going to be that answer, 2.5 times whatever that we have at this given point. If we work it out, we're going to get our answers 12.5C minus 2.5B vector minus 6.25 vector A. And that marks the end of that question on vectors. And the last part of the question we are supposed to work out in this live and is to work out a question to do with what? With solving indices. And in this case, we understand that if we are having 16 in bracket 4x raised to power 4 raised to power 3 over 2, whatever that is outside the bracket is going to affect all the powers inside the bracket. So it will be 16 raised to power 3 over 2 times x raised to power 4 times 3 over 2 times 2 negative 2 raised to power negative and x raised to power negative 2. So in this case, you can see these 2 will cancel out, and 16 raised to power 3 over 2 is going to become 64. And then we shall have this simplifying to what? 16x raised to power 6 divided by 4, which is going to be 4x raised to power 6. Now, so basically you are going to cancel this and this, which is going to give you what? 16. And this is the final answer, and this marks the end of this predicted paper. If you have gotten value from this particular video, consider subscribing so that anytime I'm going to upload more tutorials, you'll be notified. We have gone through vectors, we have gone through how to work out question to do with algebraic fractions, cosine and sine rule, circle theorem. All this, I believe that you'll be able and you'll be in a position to do your exam well. That is come on 4th. So you can be able to stop there. Yeah, we need to stop there so that later we shall meet in ProfLearn. See you in the next video.